We feel we need a little bit more wood for this winter since cool weather came very early this year. And so we're going to cut down we try to cut dead trees down mostly so we can kind of clean up our timberland as we go. Before I can cut one down like this, I need to cut these small ones out here down because they need to be cut anyway so our major trees can grow and grow up straight and not be shaded so they turn crooked on us. So I'm going to cut these few small ones here because I hope to throw this major one kind of that way between these trees. But I don't want them standing there after I get my tree down to be in my way. Some people say you need to wear helmets, eyeglasses, earmuffs to protect your health. But to me, that only is in effect when you have your logs cut, laid out flat in order to block them off. But to me, when you're cutting the trees down, you're putting yourself in danger if you cannot hear. And if you have earmuffs on, you can't protect yourself from a falling limb out of the top of the tree that you should be able to hear immediately. Or when it's about ready to fall, it always has a cracking sound as it goes, and you need to hear that so you get back out of the way. If you have a tree with some major limbs on it down below halfway, you need to be able, as that tree falls, to get completely out of the way, and you've got to be able to hear the cracking so you can. Because if you have some major limbs, when that tree goes down, the butt will probably kick up in the air, and that would have no mercy on you and your chainsaw if it hits you. So you want to be able to hear at all times when you're cutting the trees down. As far as leg protection, I don't know whether you can get any that will protect you from your chainsaw, because for one thing, it very well may get in your way and hinder you being able to move clearly. Keeping control of your chainsaw at all times is your main safety protection in wood cutting. And one major thing you want to always remember is if that chain is running, do not bump the top of your chain against a limb, because if you do, it's going to kick it right back in your face. And that's what injures most people, because it hit their top of their chain on the limb while it was running. No helmet, goggles, or anything else is going to protect you if you allow that saw to flip back, because it's going to hurt you. And so you got to be sure. Dan and I went searching a little bit this morning for trees to cut, and we found this one, which obviously has been lightning struck in the past sometime, and so it's basically dead. Before I cut it, I have to size up where I think that tree's going to go to fall when it does fall, and it appears to be heavier on that side, so I want to try to make it fall that way. And it looks like it needs to be pulled to the left a little bit to keep it out of our major trees over here. The first thing I'm going to do is to get some of these small trees out of the way, and then I'll cut the big one. This is an oak tree. It's green, but it was crowded up and very crooked. And so we were afraid that the big one I'm gonna cut might fall into it anyway. So we're just gonna cut it down and get it out of the way, and it'll be cured out next year, ready for wood. I think I'm gonna just let the big one fall on this one, and then trim it up off of it before I try to move this one, because I have to get my bobcat to move it anyway. So I'll just cut the other one and let it fall right on it. We noticed that this tree has some barbed wire into it, so we're going to cut it off above that barbed wire, because that will ruin your chain if you hit it. I'm going to need to pull it a little bit to the left from where it might fall, so I'll leave some over here as the last to be cut off, and that way it'll pull it that way. Okay. The barbed wire is about this height right here, so I'm going to notch it above that so I don't get my saw into it. And I will leave some uncut right over here so it can hold this side of the tree, so hopefully it will pull it to the left a little bit and make it fall where I want it to. Cut this notch out of the side where I want it to fall to. I'll cut it off about right here on this side and around this way, and let this part hold it to turn it a little bit, and hope that's where it goes. Well, they didn't fall right where I wanted it to, but it will be okay. I can bring my bobcat and just drag it out and get it down to where it'll be able to cut it up all right. I probably should have made my notch on over this way a little more and a little deeper. Maybe that would have pulled it enough, but it was pretty heavy on this side, so it's kind of hard to tell for sure. Let it down, and I'll get my skid steer and put the forks under here and push it that way and get it down where I can get the limbs and let it on down.